Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Witchy Wednesday. We are still studying the moon, even though last week the moon took me out. I will say this: the moon took me out. If you are here today, sorry, my brain is like going. I'm not talking to you. By the way, I have a rainbow candle because Happy Pride Month. But yeah, my brain's like, no, I'm not talking to you. You're super tired. But if you're here, let me know that you're here. Say hello. Let me know in chat. I am going to try to pop out chat and see if it helps me see things a little bit better. I don't know what just happened. Don't see anything. So let's go back. Well, guys, I don't see what happened here. Okay, I'm all good. I'm going to throw this over here, though. I'm still learning how to do certain things here, and so if I ever make a mistake, I will tell you, oops, I don't know what I'm doing, and oops, I don't know what I'm doing. I hit pop out chat, and I'm just waiting. Hey, Aaron, how are you? I'm not a fan of like there you go. I'm not a fan of where everything is right now. It's whatever. But anyways, let's start. We had started 2 weeks ago talking about the moon. We were getting prepared for the full moon. It was going to be, not only just a full moon, but it was a blood moon, and it happened to be an eclipse. There was a lot of energy that went with that moon. And because of it, those that are sensitive to moon energies, it can make you feel like poop. Especially those of us that are sensitive to moon energies and we already deal with a chronic illness, definitely may feel like poop. So, the moon took me out, y'all. I was on the couch. So, if you're joined our Tarot Tuesdays yesterday, you heard about all that. So, what are we doing today? Today, I want to talk about seaweed. I found some seaweed, and I found some really cool uses for seaweed. Still trying to figure out who told me to pick it up, but I've got seaweed. And we are going to talk about the waning moon, what to do right now, because we're not quite into a new moon just yet. So, what kind of intentions would be the most powerful to set right about now? And what can we do with this moon energy? So, that's what we're going to kind of talk about tonight. Seaweed. Let's first talk about your seaweed. So this right here is the seaweed that I picked up when we went to Tarpon Springs. It dried out perfectly and fit into this. I had no clue. I was sitting on the beach watching the sunset, and I hear, pick up some seaweed. Okay, but why? Pick up some seaweed. Okay, how much? You just need a little. Okay. So I wait a little bit longer, and we go to stand up. And so I reach down and I grab a little bit of seaweed, kind of picked which ones I wanted, grab some seaweed, and turn around. And this beach didn't have a whole lot of shells on it at all. When I say in my practice, I listen and I am given gifts based on that. This is what I'm talking about. I listened to pick up the seaweed. And because I listened to pick up the seaweed, I was able to find a beautiful shell that was perfectly intact. Matter of fact, it did have a dead hermit crab inside of it that was also perfectly intact. I was able to find... Where'd it go? I have... Again, this beach had nothing on it besides seaweed because I had looked. I found 2 pieces of driftwood because I've been wanting to kind of make a, not a wind chime, but kind of like a mobile using driftwood and shells. I found that. And then I also found the seagull feather. Right, these were all gifts. Reason why I consider them gifts is they each have a different magical property. They each have a different vibration that they're giving to me. And each one of them I can use differently. So whoever had me pick up the seaweed, and that's who I'm trying to figure out right now. I don't know if it is a Celtic deity. I don't know. I have no clue. So I'm trying to figure out who's trying to get my attention. But I got this and I didn't know what to do with the seaweed, so I looked up. What I do most of the time is yeah, this was Saturday, Ember, while you guys were out in the water. This was on Saturday. And remember when we were leaving, I was like, "Oh, I'm getting gifts. I'm getting gifts." And I was picking up all these things. That's why I was getting these things, was because I had picked up the seaweed. So I started looking up what are the magical properties of seaweed, what are different spells that go with seaweed. I have a couple. I found one in here. It is a spell for money, I believe. Hold on. It was a spell for luck or money, one or the other. And you would have thought I would have gotten smart and actually like bookmarked it. No, not that smart. Not that smart at all. But I do know that this should have table of contents. I just saw it. Where did it go? Anyways, there was here it is. A spell that uses seaweed. If you have suffered any sort of financial reverses, this spell will help you to turn the tide. The ritual is performed on a beach when the tide is at its height. If you are wealthy enough, use a real pearl. Otherwise, a mother of pearl button will do. What you'll need is two oyster shells or a mussels shell, a pearl or a mother of pearl button, seaweed, green twine, and a stick. So this first let me know that the seaweed, as far as magical properties, had to do with luck. Like, it's almost, for me, what I found is it's almost like basil. Okay, so seaweed, I'm not 100%, but I'm about 80% sure that like seaweed probably could be substituted for basil. Yeah, they were oddly placed, Amber. They were just kind of like and on the trail that I was already going on, which was kind of neat. Do I always carry vials and jars with you wherever you go? No. Do I have them? Yeah. This though, I didn't have a jar for this. This is actually, you can ask Amber. I took and just had it like sitting in the back seat of the Jeep. In the back of the Jeep on the cargo area. That's what I meant. So no, I typically wait till I get home. Now, if I know that I'm going to scout for elements, like there are times where I specifically feel like I'm called to the beach to go find something. On those days, yes, I'll bring like paper baggies with me or something because I know that I'm going to bring something back. But if you know that you're going there to take something with you, bring something to it. Something that's not trash, obviously. But like if you have a shell that you've already taken from the beach, replace it. Go put the shell back on the beach. Okay. And don't ever take more than you need. Like there was a lot of seaweed, and if I really got greedy, I could have taken it all. I had no clue why I was getting it, right? But I could have picked up more than legitimately. There was just 3 little strands that I picked up. The beach was littered with it. Don't get greedy, all right? We all need some magical stuff. Save some for others, all right? But I took it like this, and I found out that seaweed is luck. Seaweed is luck. Hey, Ace, how are you? So after looking that up, and I looked up another spell to see, see what's used for seaweed, and I was like, here's one that was super simple. Here's one you guys can do at home that's also super simple, all right? I get these bottles. You don't have to have a bottle like this. Matter of fact, I also get like liquor bottles, little tiny liquor bottles. I love bottles. I also have baby food jars. This is Damiana in here. So I've got baby food jars and stuff like that. So it doesn't have to be a jar like this. Go to the beach and get yourself some seaweed. All right. Take and put a piece of seaweed in the jar. Pour whiskey in the jar. Seal it and put it in your kitchen windowsill. This little bad boy will bring money to your business, money to your home, but it has to sit in your kitchen windowsill. The very first night I put this in my kitchen windowsill, I had an order through my Etsy store. So I am all about this money magic, y'all. Like I am, let's do this. I don't know if it's just coincidence every time I do something money-wise that like orders come through, or if it's just the magic is good. I don't know. So there's that. Do you know if there's anything that's actually in seaweed that could explain why it's seen as lucky? The only thing that I have found as far as looking through just different accounts of seaweed and like who's used it, what I think is that it's an abundant thing. It's everywhere, right? And when we look at things that bring luck, we want to see stuff that's abundant and plentiful. So I think that's why. I think it's also, we talk about green, but there are a lot of things in English, Irish folklore that I don't know yet. So I don't know if there is something else to this. For right now, the only thing that I can find out is that it's abundant. And since it's abundant and it grows easily, well, it must be pretty lucky. It must be a pretty lucky plant, you know? So that's why. Green is a good color. Yeah. Yeah. Green. I was looking at what Ace also said. I was like, what? Huh? So with the seaweed, what I really want you guys to remember when we talk about building your own practice, building your own belief structure, nothing is dogmatic in witchcraft, meaning there is no set rules. If you feel drawn to it, there's a reason you feel drawn to it, do it. Biggest thing that I've had to learn in my witchcraft is to take myself out of it. I'll explain that because yourself is the biggest powerhouse. But there's often times where your conscious self will override your spiritual self. And your conscious self will say, "Oh, that's not, I'm just making that up. I'm just making that up." Well, I've had to start letting go of that thought that I was making these things up. So then I just do it. And when I do whatever I'm hearing, then I'm gifted things. I'm gifted with knowledge, or I'm gifted with, magical elements. So I have learned to stop letting myself override my spiritual self. I need to trust my spiritual self. I need to trust my intuition a little bit more. My connection. Oh, okay, Amber. Okay. So now we're going to talk about the moon. Now that we've talked about listening to things, and the moon is the thing that, besides candle magic, that I listen to the most. I'm very connected with the moon. I feel very drawn to moon energies. So I typically use them quite a bit. We are in a waning moon. All right. So the moon is decreasing and will be a new moon soon. Okay. It's decreasing and then it's going to get to waxing and it's going to be building. So what I want you guys to remember when we're talking about the moon is adding and subtracting. Okay. Adding and subtracting. Right now, we are subtracting pieces of the moon. Right. If you are subtracting something, during that time, I want you to start subtracting. Think about, what am I subtracting from myself? What am I subtracting from myself? What am I ridding myself of during this time? A waning moon is the best time to not necessarily set intentions, but to review your intentions and let go of anything that was blocking you from achieving the things that you want. All right. I often will say during a waning moon, I let go what no longer serves me. If it does not serve me, it does not reside in me. That's it. That's all I say over and over again. I let go what does not serve me. If it does not serve me, it does not reside in me. It is a positive affirmation. Okay. It's a positive affirmation. So during a waning moon, let go of things. What doesn't serve you? One of the best things that I do to kind of literally drain the negativity out of me is I do ritual baths. Ritual baths can be done many different ways. You can have many different herbs. I would strongly suggest using a cheesecloth bag if you're going to put whole herbs in your bathtub, or you're going to have a drainage problem. Okay. So make sure really have cheesecloth. All right. Um, remember that you are using what you're drawn to. Okay. So, for instance, a lot of times I will use rose petals in my ritual baths. Why do I use rose petals? Well, rose petals are love to me. That's the connection to love, right? So, in my ritual baths, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to rinse away all negativity, trying to rinse it down the drain, and I'm trying to infuse myself with self love. Self love is what I want. So I'll put Epsom salt, baking soda, citric acid, not citric acid, citric acid, the stuff that makes it all fizzy, because I like fizzy stuff. I make a little fizzy bath bomb thing, and I will put rose petals in there, and I will put whatever essential oil I might be called to at that time. Now I am asthmatic, so I can't have a lot of like really strong aromas. So often my aromas have to do with like rosemary. Like it's a strong aroma, but it's one that doesn't set off my asthma. So it's whatever oil or um, herb you feel drawn to. And you don't have to use them the exact same way all the time. Rose petals are huge for me because, again, it's that love, and I'm constantly infusing my spells with love. So I use, like, I have some um, rose petals up here for a spell I did yesterday, and that spell was illuminating darkness, allowing someone to see the light in their dark. And I put rose petals in there. I want them to feel love. But for me, I want to feel love, so I put it in a ritual bath so that way I remind myself I am worthy of love. So ritual baths, any herb that you want, all right? And here's the special thing that we're going to do tonight, okay? Tonight, you're going to find yourself a jar. Any jar. Remember, we've gone over this. It doesn't matter. You need to clean it out, though, okay? Make sure that's a clean jar. I've already put water in my jar. My jar, because we've already also established that I have an issue with collecting jars and bottles, all right? And we had some not Disaronno, we had some Chambord, and I thought it was a pretty bottle, so I kept the bottle, all right? So it is a pretty bottle. So I was like, I want my waning moon water to be in a pretty bottle. So I put water, just regular tap water in here. This thing has been cleaned. I cleaned it and sterilized it. Okay. But I put water in here. Tonight, I'm going to put this outside so that way the moonlight can get to it. Okay. Doesn't have to be a whole lot of moonlight because guess what? The moon's always going to be there even if there's clouds, right? Okay. Have empty jars and bottles. Yep. See, this is what it's used right here. So I've got my water in there, but I want this to be extra special because when I want to use this for my ritual bath, right? I'm going to pour this water into my bath water. Why? Because this water has been charged with a moon that is set to set things free. This moon is meant to release what is not serving you, right? So I'm going to put all that moon energy in my bath water. So that way it gets all infused in me and it takes away all the things that doesn't serve me anymore, right? It prevents, it removes the blocks for my prosperity. So that's what I'm going to use this for. But I also want it being kind of pretty because, you know, I like pretty things. Right? So I'm going to show you something that you can do. You will not have, unless you do have this stuff laying around. That's kind of cool. But I work with resin, as you know, and I have something called mica powders. Mica powders are soap powders. It's actually what is used to color soap. They are also used to make eyeshadows, mica powders. Very, very, very fine pigments, right? But here's the cool thing. When you put them in water, they don't completely dissolve. All right? They don't completely dissolve until you agitate it. When you agitate it, something really magical happens. This is what I want my bath water to look like. Now, will it stain my tub? If I use a really, really dark color, probably. More likely. It has before. But using the light colors, I don't have a problem with it staining my tub. All right. But yeah, you can get your bath water to look like this and be real pretty and potiony like. How do you do it? All right. Take your moon water, your uncharged moon water, and whatever color you want. All right. Let's see. I am going to go with like a pearl blue. Like a pearl blue. It says Black Sea. We're going to go with that. Okay? We'll go with that color. Now, here's the other thing I want you to remember about your particular path, your particular spiritual journey. Whatever I do, you don't have to do. You don't have to do any of it. You don't have to practice. You can be a witch, you can be a pagan, and you don't have to do a darn thing ever. Ever. It's okay, right? And the stuff that I do, you don't have to do it. You don't even have to like it. But if something in it rings true to you, try it. For me, my ritual baths are about infusing me with the idea that I am worth being spoiled. I am worth being loved. I am worth the treatment of, somebody fanning me with a fern leaf or whatever it is and, feeding me grapes. Like I deserve that. So my ritual baths are very luxurious, right? I try to make them very luxurious. I have a very small tub, but I try to make it luxurious. Right. I would like it to look like a disco ball. That's right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and it's just powder, and I'm just going to drop it in. Just dropping it in. And depending on how much I want it to sparkle, depends on how much I put in. Now, can you put in glitter? I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. Even the finest glitters, like glitter isn't meant for certain parts. Okay? So stay away from glitter. If you want mica powders, it's a soap powder. It's fine. But a glitter, no. But once you've put your mica powder in, agitate it. And now you have your little potion that you're going to set out in the moon. And it looks like moon water, doesn't it? It's like, oh, that's some powerful stuff right there. Like this kind of thing, this simple little thing, this boost this moon water's energy so much. Why? Because you just boosted that energy. You looked at it and you're like, oh yeah, you're good stuff. You gave it more than what it is. Okay? So don't ever fear about making whatever you're doing look like you. Look like something you're proud to be like, yeah, my magical rear end did this. Right? Okay? That's what you do. Now, one other step that I'm going to do tonight, is I am going to take a piece of quartz, just regular quartz. If you do not have quartz, you can also use glass. I'm looking to see if I've got any glass up here. I have glass cabochons that I will use also. I will put either quartz or glass cabochons on top of my moon water. Why? For whatever reason, it feels like to me that it's like a magnifying glass. It kind of amplifies the energy that's there. So I will put quartz just on top and leave it outside. Okay. There is biodegradable glitters. I still don't trust them because I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know how I feel about having glitter in my tub. You know? I don't know. Try it out for me, Erin, and see what you think. See if it does it leave like I wonder if does it leave like the whole like sheen on the side of the tub, or does it wash clean? You know what? Never mind. It's no. I was gonna say the people that eat glitter poop and sparkles. I'm done. But that's pretty much it when it comes to the waning moon. The waning moon is all about releasing that does not serve you. Now, something that I feel very, very drawn to as well when it comes to releasing is that when I release something, I want to make a notch of what I'm grateful for. Okay? Why do I do this? Because I don't want to get trapped in this thought of I'm such an awful person. I'm always just releasing. I don't ever see what's being given to me. Okay? I want to be able to see what's being given to me. I want to be able to be grateful for what's being given to me because there's a lot of things that are given to me. We wait so often to think that these gifts that are given by whoever we pray to, whoever we talk to, we often think that these are huge gifts, these are new jobs, but you weren't thankful for the driftwood. So if you're not thankful for the driftwood, why are you going to be thankful for that job? So make sure also that you're being thankful. I am thankful that they knew I wanted to make a mobile. So I got driftwood, right? I'm hoping to find more. I'm pretty sure I will. It also helps me mentally. Okay? If I'm constantly releasing something, then I think that I'm just crap. I'm not any good. I'm always giving up things. There's nothing positive about me. I must be awful. That's deteriorating to your power. All right? Every time you say something negative about yourself, you're cutting your own power off. You're taking your own battery supply away. Be thankful about the things that you have. Be thankful about the things that you are, right? I talk way too much. I overshare everything. I overshare. It's a fault, okay? I overshare. But I am thankful that I can articulate and be able to share experiences with people that find that they are not alone. So as much as I hate that I overshare, I know that it's a gift given to me so that way people in the dark don't feel alone. Okay, I'll illuminate my darkness so you can see that it's got some light for you too, right? What are you saying that you're releasing this waning moon? Is it tied up in a gift? Okay. Is it tied up in a gift that's just for you? Keep it. Keep it. I'm still trying to get that oversharing out. Why? Because sometimes it's not a gift for me. Sometimes it's hurtful for me, right? Sometimes it's not a positive thing. Sometimes it is. That's why it's a daily struggle for mine. What is your gift? What is your negative moment? Are they the same thing? What do you do to balance those things, right? What do you do? So, all right, my lovelies. I'm really tired tonight, so I'm going to cut it short by 30 minutes. I'm sorry. I was cleaning my classroom today. I was on campus. I know. Shocked, right? I was on campus. So I got a little tired. I was moving around my room because I'm actually moving rooms again. I'm moving to a smaller room, so I'm downgrading. So, my lovelies, thank you for joining me. Is there any questions before we leave, though? Like, I feel like I'm leaving something unsaid. I want to make sure that you feel like you know the waning moon. You feel like you know what you're going to do with this waning moon. Erin went and grabbed jars, apparently. Like, she's ready. She's got tap water running as we speak. Am I right on that one? Erin, are you still there and you're like running for tap water? Is that what happened? All right, my lovelies. Be happy. Be safe. All right. And know that I love you. And I'll see you next Tarot Tuesday. Bring questions.